I'm gonna be reacting to something. Let's go and react. However, I'm
What
probably
is
not
there
gonna
to
be
be
able to finish
said
it.
of where the dragons went?
The
Just as
dream.
much as any other tale. More if you're a romantic. The answer is simple. A cardboard box, spray painted silver. On its side, 3 words were written in black permanent marker. Here be dragons. What do we know of its history? Well, it began with a family of creatives, one so imaginative and passionate that they could bend our reality with their thoughts. The wonders of their imagination came spilling into the world, gracing it with whimsy and light. With this ability, they crafted a room in their home, one filled with magic. This exquisite place had no rival in all the world. Its walls were of the purest white marble, covered in etchings of fantastic creatures. Its ceiling stretched so high it appeared to have no ceiling at all, instead being blanketed by dainty clouds overhead. But this magical room was more than just visual splendor. It was also a portal, and this was the place from which the dragons emerged. Their full glory was so grand that it defied description. They stood tall and strong, and their eyes were so full of wisdom that anyone caught in their gaze was paralyzed by wonder. We haven't seen the other side of this portal, but if the dragons are to be believed, it is filled with all sorts of natural wonders and fantastic creatures, from towering,
Ooh, that look
enigmatic
weird.
bumpkles to the conniving,
Yep,
gem-thieving
it's got a
Zargars.
gem. I don't know what happened.
For
It's
years,
chicken
this
head.
family of creatives kept the room in pristine
And
condition,
we have
not only for their
dragon.
sake, but for the
That is a
dragons as well.
snake neck.
They spoke often, growing to understand and love each other. Over the years, they became
That one has
inseparable
really
friends and
teeth or a
allies.
mustache.
Their beautiful friendship is still remembered by the dragons today, or so we believe. It is unknown why the family was unable to maintain the room, but once they stopped, it began to shrink. When it was discovered, the room had become the small silver cardboard box, and it sat in a sterile, white-walled room in a facility, a room within a room. On occasion, the dragons still emerged from the box, but just as the room had faded from its full glory, so too had the dragons. In their own reality, they still appeared as beautiful and strong as ever. But in our reality, the belief in their fantasy world had faded so much that their bodies could no longer be sustained. Instead, they appeared as paper dragons, flying about as shadows of their former selves. Though they didn't inspire as much awe as they once had, it was still a wonder to see hundreds of paper dragons flutter and circle the room when they emerged. They could still observe us, too, just as we observed them. They sent notes for us to read, updating us how their world had changed since the family left the room.
You have found us. Thank you. It has been so long since we last saw each other, friends. The peace has been upheld. The giants and behemoths have kept their word and have not caused any trouble since you last came and gave the order. We missed your company. How has your family been? Do you still know how to work your room? You are welcome to visit anytime. It's strange to see how much your world has changed. It is even stranger to see how we now appear in this place. In fantasy, we are much bigger. Or maybe you've grown taller. Fantasy is still the same. We
Okay.
hope you can visit us like you used to. Though our room is as grand as ever, it appears yours has shrunken.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to finish
Do not
this.
understand. The rooms were supposed to be maintained, as was our agreement. Please restore the belief.
Okay.
These notes came with each appearance of the paper dragons, telling tales of how the fantasy world had fallen since the departure of the family.
Okay.
It appeared that they were
And
very
it's
involved in
about to
working
go
in the
by,
fantasy world,
so I might
though
do
in
another
their
video on
absence,
this.